Hey Explorers, I'm Mariah, co-owner of Explore Estes and your guide to adventure in Estes Park. If you're planning a visit to Estes Park or the Rocky Mountain National Park between May and October of 2024, this video is just for you. In this video, we're going to break down the 2024 Timed Entry Reservation system for Rocky Mountain National Park, as we've received many questions regarding what the reservation system is, when you need to purchase a reservation, and how to navigate around the system if you're unable to secure a reservation for your visit. This video will be time-stamped by section in the description below if you would like to skip ahead and answer your questions. Let's jump in. To start, we're going to talk about what the Rocky Mountain Timed Entry Reservation System is. As of 2022, Rocky Mountain National Park was the fourth most visited national park in the US with over 4.4 million visitors. To help manage the increase of visitors, the national park is implementing a system which requires people visiting to schedule a time slot when they can enter the park. This is in addition to the normal entry fee required to enter the national park. And this type of reservation system is also being implemented in some other highly visited national parks. So we're not the only ones having to deal with this slightly confusing system. Rocky Mountain National Park has two separate reservations for 2024. If you're visiting between May 24th and October 20th of 2024, you will need a timed entry permit depending on what time you would like to enter the national park and what areas you would like to access. The first permit is for the Bear Lake Road corridor, which is the most popular area of Rocky Mountain National Park. This first permit is called the Timed Entry Plus Bear Lake Road Permit and is basically for access to the entire national park. If you would like to visit the Rocky Mountain National Park, including access to the Bear Lake Road corridor between 5 a.m. and 6 p.m. from May 24th to October 20th, you will need a reservation. The Bear Lake Road corridor is where many popular trailheads are located, like Emerald Lake, Lake Hiaha, Hallett's Peak, and other areas like Moraine Park. The second permit is for access to the Rocky Mountain National Park minus the Bear Lake Road corridor. If you would like to visit Rocky Mountain National Park, not including areas in the Bear Lake Road corridor between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. from May 24th and October 14th, you will need a reservation. This permit still includes areas like the Alluvial Fan, the Wild Basin, Old Fall River Road, Trail Ridge Road, and the entire west side of the national park, which is where Grand Lake is. Timed entry reservation permits go on sale on a monthly basis and can sell out within minutes. The first batch of reservations to enter the national park go on sale through Recreation.gov at 8 a.m. Mountain Time on Saturday, May 1st, and they cost $2. For this release, reservations will be available to enter the Rocky Mountain National Park from May 24th, which is the start of timed entry reservations for the year, through June 30th. The next release will be on June 1st for the month of July and any remaining days that have not been booked for June. On July 1st, reservations will be available for the month of August and any remaining days that have not been booked for July, and so on until September 1st, when all remaining reservations go on sale up to October 20th, which is the end of timed entry for 2024. We'll have some best practice tips to help you secure your timed entry reservation later on in this video, and we'll also talk about how you can still get into the Rocky Mountain National Park if you aren't able to secure a timed entry reservation when they initially go on sale. Check the video description below for a timestamp to skip ahead to either of these sections. Once you've made your timed entry permit reservation through Recreation.gov, here's how entering the park will work. Once you make a reservation for a specific time to enter the national park, you will have a 2-hour window to enter your permit area. So say you've reserved an 11 a.m. entry to the Bear Lake Road corridor. You will need to enter a Rocky Mountain National Park entrance kiosk and the Bear Lake Road kiosk anytime from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. If you're too early or too late, the national park will likely turn you away. So make sure you're headed to the national park with enough time, as lines can get backed up. The longest I've ever waited was in September, and it took over an hour to get through the entrance kiosk. Once you've reached a kiosk within your reserved entry time, you must show proof of your timed entry permit to the ranger attending. You can either show the PDF permit on your phone or print the permit. Please be aware that cell phone reception is very limited in the park, so have your permit downloaded on your phone if you do not have a printer, because you may not be able to load the webpage at your time of entry. After showing the ranger your entry permit for your correct time, you will be required to pay your entry fee into the park. The daily entrance fee is $30 per vehicle or $35 per vehicle for the week. You only need one timed entry permit per vehicle. If you have an annual National Parks Pass or Senior Pass, this will waive your entrance fee. If you have entered the park during your 2-hour window and have paid your entrance fee, you may leave the park and re-enter at any time during the day. However, if you leave the Bear Lake Road corridor, you will not be able to re-enter that area until after 2 p.m. You do not need to leave the national park by any certain time for your day, as the park is open 24/7. To secure a timed entry reservation for your preferred entry time, we recommend creating an account on Recreation.gov ahead of time and logging on before 8 a.m. Mountain Time on the day the timed entry reservations will be released for the month that you plan on visiting. Again, these sell out very quickly within minutes, so be quick to add multiple days to your cart to check out. You have 15 minutes from the moment you add a reservation to your cart to check out, or they will be released. Again, you only need one timed entry permit per vehicle per day, and you are only able to purchase one timed entry permit. Be sure that you would like to enter the national park during the time that you purchase, because you will not be able to purchase an additional one unless you release the previous one that you had already purchased. If the timed entry permits are sold out for your preferred date and time, don't fret, you still have some options available. A certain percentage of permits will be held and available for purchase the day prior to your visit at 7 p.m. Mountain Time through Recreation.gov. So you may be able to purchase a timed entry permit reservation the day before your visit. But again, these sell out incredibly quickly, so be sure to log in to Recreation.gov before the remaining permits go on sale. If you don't want to bother with the reservation system, you can still enter the Rocky Mountain National Park without a timed entry permit before 5 a.m. or after 6 p.m. to enter the Bear Lake Road corridor, or you can enter the rest of the Rocky Mountain National Park minus the Bear Lake corridor before 9 a.m. or after 2 p.m. without a timed entry reservation. Just note that the lines to get into the park get incredibly long, both the hour before timed entry begins for the day and the hour after it ends. If you don't want to drive your own vehicle, you can make a reservation for the hiker shuttle that picks up at the Estes Park Visitor Center and drops guests off at the Park and Ride area within Rocky Mountain National Park. This area is within the Bear Lake Road corridor. From there, you can catch another shuttle to your preferred hiking area. Shuttle tickets go on sale and are on the same release dates as the timed entry reservation permits. Shuttle tickets are $2 per person. You can only purchase 4 shuttle tickets on a single order, so if you have more than 4 people, be sure to have multiple people logged into Recreation.gov when they are released, as these sell out very quickly as well. As of April 3rd, 2024, the National Park has not yet announced their official hiker shuttle schedule, but has hinted that the schedule will be the same as the previous year. If there are any additional changes to the hiker shuttle in 2024, we will link a new video in the description below, so be sure to check that in case any changes are made. If you want to spend more time in the National Park, you can reserve a campsite instead. If you have a campsite reservation, this will act as your timed entry permit for the approved areas, except for the Longs Peak Campground. Glacier Basin and the Aspen Glen campgrounds reservations will have access to the Bear Lake Road corridor and to the rest of the national park. Timber Creek Campground reservations will have access only to the rest of the park minus the Bear Lake Road corridor. The Longs Peak Campground will need to secure a timed entry permit to visit the rest of the national park during timed entry hours. As of April 3rd, 2024, the Moraine Park Campground is closed for reservations, and they are anticipating to open up by June. If there are any additional announcements regarding the Moraine Park Campground, we'll link a new video in the description below, so be sure to check back in case any changes are made. And lastly, if you don't want to drive on mountain roads or deal with the timed entry permits yourself, you can hop on a tour with a licensed guide of Rocky Mountain National Park, and your timed entry permit is automatically included with your tour. At Explore Estes, we offer private tours into Rocky Mountain National Park, which allows you to get into the park worry-free. But be sure to book your summer Rocky Mountain tour with us with plenty of time in advance, as our services can also book up quickly in the summer. Well, that about covers it for the Rocky Mountain National Park 2024 Timed Entry Reservation System. It can be rather confusing, so we also have a blog post with a large frequently asked questions section that you can print out, which we've linked in the description below. If you have more questions about the Timed Entry Reservation System for the Rocky Mountain National Park, you can leave them in the comments below and we'll try our best to answer them. But if your questions are time sensitive, call the Rocky Mountain National Park directly for more information. And lastly, if you're having issues purchasing your timed entry permits, call Recreation.gov directly. Thank you for watching, and be sure to hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and subscribe for more informational videos about visiting Estes Park and Rocky Mountain National Park. Happy exploring!